Good morning. Welcome to April. No fooling. I don't go in for April Fool's gags. I'm completely serious about the topic that we're introducing today, in that the animal that we're going to be inspired by in the month of April is the snake. There's not a specific book, as I mentioned in my last book video, but there are wonderful resources out there should you choose to dive deeper in this. I think the first place that I have to start is the serpent in the Garden of Eden and Eve. And the serpent became the evil entity, became the scapegoat, became the one that tempted Eve and was sometimes to blame, or sometimes that blame was put on Eve herself. I think that snakes tend to have a really negative association now because of that serpent in the Garden of Eden. And if you look to other cultures, the role of the snake couldn't be more different. Let's start in ancient Greece. Flip to that page in my notes. If you can picture in your mind the caduceus with the rod with the two serpents wrapped around it, often associated with healing, although, well, there are two. There are two kind of the symbols. There is the caduceus, and then there's the physician's rod, which is one rod with one snake. So in ancient Greece, the god of healing was Asclepius, and his daughter was Hygeia. She was literally health, cleanliness, and hygiene. That's where the word comes from. The snake was associated with healing because of venom, because a thing that can poison and kill, also in small doses, can heal. And so venom, heal or kill, that's that dual nature of medicine. Any medicine can heal what ails you, but then taken in excess or in an overdose situation can do you harm. So the snake in this context in ancient Greece was associated with renewal and that kind of cyclical nature of health and life and death. The snake then also kind of linked the healing arts with Asclepius and Hygeia to both Athena in a wisdom kind of way, and to Apollo, since he was a god of healing. Now, before I go on with Apollo, let's just also say that the serpent's referenced, I believe, or Asclepius is, in the Hippocratic Oath. And I'm not a medical professional, so I didn't look up the details of that. But I think that is an excellent kind of starting point for us to look at different explanations and symbols and folklore about the snake. I apologize for the loud noises. My dog has a stuffed bone that she's currently working on. It's frozen, filled with meaty goodness, and hopefully that will keep her from, shaking the table and making the noise she usually does during my videos. So, Apollo, okay. In ancient Delphi, there had been an underground serpent named the Pythos, or the Python, or the Pythos. My pronunciation, you'll excuse me. And it was referenced as the son of Gaia, son of Mother Earth herself. So Apollo, in that kind of shift from a matrilineal way of doing things, Apollo, the male god, comes in, slays the serpent, and then sets up his center of prophecy and oracle at Delphi. And so the priestesses there were called Pythia, from that Pythos, from that python. In the Mediterranean, I have to also mention the amazing, there are going to be references all over the Pinterest page. So if you want to see visuals that go with this video, then please, I'll put the Pinterest page link in the comments and you can go there and see these things that I'm referencing. while we're in the Mediterranean, I want to reference ancient Crete and the Minoan snake goddess with her flounced tiers of skirt, with her bare-breasted bodice, holding the snakes in two hands. There is debate among scholars that those were ritual objects and not actual snakes, based on the patterning on them, based on the perfect S-curve that they're holding. But there's also credibility in the fact that in that culture, snakes were protectors of the house, because what does a snake hunt? Mice and rats. What is going to get into your grain storage and your preserved food? Mice and rats. And so that kind of relationship, almost symbiotic relationship with a snake as a protector of the house, as a beneficial entity, is interesting when you see the snakes represented in what we believe are ritual, religious, votive statuary. Before we leave ancient Greece, I'll just say Medusa, she of the snaky locks. Medusa is the topic of a whole nother lesson, a whole year of delving into Medusa. If you want to hear interesting theories about Medusa, simply Google Natalie Haynes. She's a classical scholar with an excellent sense of humor, and I adore her work. She has some things on YouTube, as well as a podcast called Natalie Haynes Stands Up for the Classics. Absolutely fabulous resource. Don't miss her. But I'll just say that Medusa was wronged, terribly wronged, and the snakes became her protection, her boundaries, her defenders in many ways, and gave her power and agency back to her that had been so violently taken from her. We'll just leave that there. So I'm pro Medusa all the way. Again, on the Mediterranean, we'll go to ancient Egypt, so going a little further back in time, and the goddess Wadjet was a cobra. And that cobra you may be familiar with. You'll see that cobra on the crowns, on the statuary, on all of the gold death masks. You'll see it in tomb paintings, just curling out from the forehead of the pharaohs, because that presence of Wadjet physically with them, indicating their status as a pharaoh, implied the protection and the goddess overseeing them and their work. By wearing that cobra, the pharaoh then embodies the powers of that goddess, who was a protectress of Lower Egypt. Now, we could talk about the Jormungard, the serpent that lives in the oceans of Midgard in Norse mythology, the serpent that is the offspring of Loki, the trickster god, and the giantess Angerboda. We could talk about another Norse serpent, Nidhog. Pronunciation, I apologize. And that evil serpent tried to gnaw away at the roots of Yggdrasil, the world tree. We could talk about the Ouroborous, which is a symbol found in many different cultures, that serpent completing a full circle and biting or holding onto its own tail. A symbol of infinity, creation, completion, that cyclical nature of things. I mean, what are snakes if not cyclical? They shed their own skin, creating a symbolism there of renewal and rebirth, in that they are still alive, but they slough off the old and emerge anew. They've been seen as symbols of regeneration and fertility in so many cultures because of that shedding of the skin, because of being reborn. Sometimes a symbol of fertility, if you think about the shape of a snake's head, a bit phallic in shape. But again, transformation with that shedding and that rebirth component. We could talk about the rainbow serpent, which is sacred in Aboriginal belief in Australia and down in that region of the world. We could talk about Kundalini, which is an energy flow in yogic practices. It's an energy flow released by doing breath work, and it's a viewed as a serpent that winds up your spine, going from chakra to chakra, and it can yield profound awareness, awakening. I'm not a practitioner of that, and so that would be something I would encourage you to research more on your own to get more detailed information. This is just a very brief overview of some of the top hits of where you're going to see snakes in folklore and mythology. I think last but not least, let me mention Quetzalcoatl, the Aztec feathered serpent. He was a god of wisdom and wind and air and also learning. And so his imagery, he's a bit snaky. He does have some feathers. He's very much a serpent, very much not your average snake that you would see in the jungle. There was a Mayan counterpart, Kukulkan, a similar kind of air spirit deity associated with snakes, but also with wisdom. In the East, in the Hindu realm, we have the Naga, or the female version, the Nagini, and these divine, semi-divine, you'll see them portrayed in both aspects, but these creatures were half human and half snake. If they're shown in their human form, they often had a halo of snakes behind their heads, a fan shape, a halo of snakes. Their domain was the otherworld, the enchanted otherworld, and they're often associated with water, and generally in stories seem to be portrayed as very benevolent protagonists. It just fascinates me and excites me to see a symbol like the snake appearing in so many cultures across the world and in so many different times across history, and having some similar and some diverse representations. But there's so much more than what we see from the book of Genesis. There's so much more than the serpent as a symbol of evil. I encourage you to dig deeper. I'm going to. That's going to be the inspiration for this month. Deciding which ones of these to work with might be my challenge, but I have some ideas starting to percolate. So hopefully that sets the stage for inspiration for this month of April, working with the snake. And I hope you have a chance to take it to the page. I'm going to go do a little more research and source some images and then come back and start recording that first lesson for you guys about snakes, using snakes. So thank you for tuning in. As always, feel free to give the channel a subscription, like this video. Those things all help out a lot. And I look forward to seeing you again for another episode of Weekly Spark. Welcome to April.